All right, we are live. Welcome everyone to another edition of Deconversion Stories. And today I'm talking with my friend Dan Green, or as you may know him, Deconverted.
Deconverted man here.
There
I
you
did
go.
the thing. I did the thing. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that's it. We're getting right to the after party.
Good night.
It's all about drinking.
Yay.
All right, well, Dan, you know what I do here. I talk to people about their journeys away from their religious beliefs, or actually whatever kind of beliefs they had, really. I do plan on having some people that used to be into woo science, the bullshit. And she's agreed to do it, just a matter of time. So that should be an interesting show.
What do you mean?
But anyways,
ancient Chinese medicine is not actual science?
Well, I don't care how much shark cartilage you eat, you're going to get cancer if it's there. You're born with it, people. All right, so let's get into this. So why don't you take us back to sort of when you were a believer of sorts, and that first few dominoes that fell that led you away from the belief and into the, I would say, amazing atheist activist that you are today.
I don't know about that, but yeah, I was a Christian, from the age 8 to age 32. So I'm 41 now, so I've been a skeptic for math years. And we had, I think, I would call it, typical American sort of Christianity where we would pray, we would go to church, but it wasn't like we sat down and really talked about religion or God or stuff like that. It was just there, and it wasn't until I was, I guess, a teenager when I was, more really active in youth group and things like this. And then as an adult, where I would go to different churches, I started wanting to share my religion, and this wonderful thing called YouTube was around, and I thought, I could just tell people I'm a Christian there, and what could possibly go wrong? And
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I had a channel called Infinite Hope for, I don't know, a couple of years at least, and
so not infinite.
Yeah, it wasn't it wasn't infinite. I thought I would at the time, but I had, my idea was I wanted to share this experience I'd had of God with other people. I didn't want them to miss out, so to speak. And so I had debate time, rant time, talk time, and I would just do different styles of where I talk about whatever, and or rant or debate, and I didn't really know anything about logic or anything really. Not that I know anything better now, but I know a little bit more than I did.
I just do the Spock thing. That's
yeah, right. It's not. It's highly illogical. Well, I thought that, I had the truth. I thought that I had reality, and I got into apologetics, and I was learning all the different arguments that you've probably heard a million times. And I'm sad to say I was a big fan of good old WLC back in the day. And yeah, big old Willie out there. Yeah, shout out to the Lang guy that he doesn't know I exist, whatever. Yeah, he needs my shout out. Now that I've shouted him out, now he'll get famous.
Yeah, that's it. Now he's an atheist. No, he should have kept the beard, man.
Yeah. He de-bearded, Riker without the beard. We all know how lame that is. So come on, man. People with beards are awesome. What can you say? Unless, well, I don't know. I'll just leave it at that. I was gonna say, unless you're a girl, and then I'm like, I don't know. If you're a girl and you have a beard, you're probably awesome.
Probably working at a circus.
Yeah. Why not? Well, even if not, I said that people with beards are awesome, so I got to stick with it. Now I got to make an argument.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That crosses all the gender boundaries.
Yeah, sure. So I was doing that, and these pesky atheists always asking me questions. A big thing at the time was God doesn't heal amputees.com. That was the big thing. Shaka God was around. I mean, back in the day, ancient history, and at least in terms of YouTube, anything older than a year is like, oh, that's history. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And I just thought, this is really, I want to give answers, but I don't have them, and so I would talk to other Christians, and I would look and poke at stuff, and and I was having doubts because a couple different churches that I went to were kind of odd, and I'll mention them in a bit. But eventually, I was like, I said to somebody, I said, they just keep wanting the evidence, and I need to give it to them. And it's like, oh, we've got the evidence. Even if we gave it to them, they wouldn't believe. And I'm like, okay, well, let's just give it to them. What are you talking about? Well, if we have it, this is crazy. That's all they're asking for. And they're like, yeah. It's like, okay, well, if no one else is going to do this, then I have to go and do it, because, if you're going to do something, you got to do it yourself, kind of thing. And I looked at the archaeology. That's where I was like, okay, well, that's where I'm going to find evidence, is start there. And I found a lot of hoaxes, and then I found some more hoaxes, and some fake things. They'd found this well, and I don't remember if it was Bethlehem or Nazareth or what it was, but it was going to confirm one of those Bible locations. Very important to be able to confirm it, because a well meant there was probably a town nearby, because you don't just dig a well. It's hard work. Right. So, but they found nothing. The original archaeology team had gone through there. They found nothing. Mm-hmm. And then this Christian team came through, and all of a sudden there was these coins at the bottom of the well, and that was very important because coins let you date things, but they wouldn't let anyone else see the coins for some reason. No, you're gonna mess with the coins, or you're gonna do something with them, and no, you gotta just trust us. The coins dated the well. Now we know it's whatever the location is, but nobody else, no other archaeology is allowed to look at these coins ever. Yeah, that sounds legit, And then about the fourth time that they found Noah's Ark, I was starting to think, maybe there's not anything to be found, because it was turning out that, and I was like, you don't lie if you have the truth. You don't make up, maybe some of these people, you expect a few con artists, because there is some money to be made in archaeology, but not as much as you could with conning other things, So if you're gonna, do a con, I think it be easier to do some other con, but you're going to be found out probably. And then, so if you had something, why were only the Christian teams finding anything ever? That was, I was like, this is not good. And so what they did find, whenever I could confirm it, was nothing really spectacular. It was, okay, this confirms, these kings existed, or maybe this location. There was questions about, I can never remember. I want to say Nazareth, but it might be Bethlehem offhand. But one of the two got questioned. Its entire existence as a place was in question by some archaeologists. I don't know if that's still going on or if that's been resolved. But of course,
I thought they figured they both actually existed at some point.
I just remember running across that. James Randi spoke about it. Once upon a time. I'm sure that video is still around. Probably could find it if you want it. But I did. Yeah, I'm thinking of it now, so I don't have it, ready or anything, because it's just on the fly, whatever's coming to mind. Sure. But I can put the link later, and you can give it to people, whoever wants it. But yeah, I mean, the fact that all of that was leading to more doubt, and I thought, well, okay, fine, I can't give them anything, but I still have this apologetic thing, and I guess I probably should learn this logic, because that's what people are using in these arguments. And then so I started learning logic, and then that kind of killed apologetics, because I was like, well, these arguments suck. And so I had nothing. I had no proof. I had no argument. And so all I could have was pure faith. And as I was, crying literally in my corner of my room, I was having a really rough time in real life, and having a rough time in regards to my belief. I was crying, so hard, I could taste the salt. And I had asked God for this thing, that this one particular prayer, whenever I'd prayed it before, I'd always get it seemed like I would get this like I called it a zap sensation that would go up and down my spine. And so in this case, I prayed that. I was like,
or
give me
getting
that.
tasered, maybe, were you?
Yeah, no. It's there's a sensation.
Quiet in front.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do it on whatever I want. I mean, I can just, if I meditate quietly, I can make it happen on my own now that I know it's me doing it. But at the time, I thought it was God doing it, but I didn't know that God was me, but it didn't happen. I asked God, my time of need, and it didn't happen. And I came to this conclusion. It's like, well, if there, I have no evidence for God, and if it exists at this point, it obviously doesn't care about me, because, here I am, I'm at the end of my rope here, and I'm getting nothing. So that doesn't add up. And so that was kind of it. And, just had this kind of, moment of if there's no God realization, and this brief moment that seemed to last quite a while, where I thought, well, I can do anything, because that was something that had been plugged in at some point. That apologists will say this sometimes, and other people have said this: if there's no God, you can do anything. Well, even if there's a God, you can still do anything. So, but that kind of, I think it's the last bastion of fear to try to keep the meme of God alive in your head, is the idea that if you let it go, then you can do anything. Well, what thing do I want to do that I couldn't do before, now that there's no God? And
run naked through the streets.
Yeah. Well, but okay, well, there's a consequence for that. So but it was frightening in that moment. And then it passed, and then I said, okay, I'm going to learn more about logic and learn more about science. And but for a year or so, maybe a little bit more, I was very angry and bitter, and it took me a while to get out of that. And
happens to a lot of people.
Yeah, because I had thought I had this thing that was real. I thought I had this thing that was true, and I spent a lot of time and energy and money and who knows on it. And so it's like, well, all those times I was looking to God for answers, I was just looking to myself. The whole, everything that I thought was God was always me. And the sensation of the zap, like I was talking about, it's just this thing. I don't know exactly what what the scientific term would be or whatever, but if you meditate, you can relax, and then you can, some people can make themselves feel things. So the thing with the prayer, where I would ask for this to happen, I was always calm. So it only works when you're calm. You can't make it happen if you're upset. So when I tried asking for it when I was upset, that's why it wouldn't happen. So if it had been a real God doing it, it could have done it regardless. But because there wasn't a God involved, it was always just me, and I didn't consciously know that it was me at the time. That's why it didn't, it didn't work at that, But now it's like, oh, it's me. I can do it whenever I want. Oh, hey, that's cool. All right, And I don't really do it that much anymore, because it's like, it's a nice little weird sensation. I can, but whatever. It's like there's other sensations that, or don't want to demonetize you. But
there's other sensations that are far superior.
Yeah. So but I had nightmares about death, where before, if I ever dreamed about dying, I'd have this one, I got hit by a van, and then there was still this ghost me that lingered. But then now, for quite some time after I deconverted, when and if I dreamed or had nightmares about dying, I would just wake up after I died, because that's it. There is no more, because that's what my brain was trying to wrap itself around that. Because I, told myself and believed that there was another thing. And the weird thing about losing faith, if you want to call it that, is since Christianity says there's only one God, that's it. Now I don't believe in any gods. So there's,
right.
There's no shifting to deism. There's no anything. Once you lose that, that's it. You can't. I mean, I know that there have been people that have, I suppose, gone to deism
Sure.
or whatever, but not for me. It was just like, if this is false, then that's it. Why would I ever think that any other thing? And I hadn't really thought about the other religions. They were just there. They existed, but they didn't matter. And I thought, yeah, that seems such like a very, wish-washy way of thinking. And man, I must be pretty dumb. But as I've explored religion, it seems that I'm not alone in that stupidity, that many, many, many theists that I've encountered also are kind of in this bubble where they just don't think about their own religion, and they don't really think about other religions either. Or if they do, with the apologists, it's kind of a different story because they have to, they have to do a whole nother thing. But that's kind of the whole story in a nutshell. Without all the extra details and mussings that I could have gone on. But so I have a book I've been working on and off again called Caught Between Infinite Hope and Finite Despair, which is what I wrote sometime after my deconversion. So I added more to it and tinkering with it so that whenever it's out, I'll be like, hey, people, it's out.
Well, let me know.
Buy it. Give me money. I want money. Well, it's just, mainly to, pay for the book. But I mean, it's going to basically be what I said here and, what I've said in other videos, but with a little bit more added in.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, the exploration of God is an interesting topic, even if there isn't a God. And, that's one of those things that people go, oh, why do you, talk about this if you don't believe in it? Because it's still interesting. I was talking about it when I was a theist. I can't stop talking about it now that I'm not a theist. So,
right. That's right. And we talk about it because there's oftentimes still religious people that are trying to take away the rights of others based on their book.
Right. And there's, if the belief is benign and only, doesn't affect them or anyone else, or at least not significantly, then fine. Yeah. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried when people, think that the earth is 6,000 years young, or, think that it's flat, or think that gravity doesn't exist, or think that God equals that zero is God, or that aliens are God, or and those are I mentioned those not as jokes. I've talked to people. I talked to a person that said basically aliens are God, and this other guy that was like, yeah, zero is God, but he meant something else by it, and I still haven't figured out what he meant by it. So, but I've had these conversations and debate from time to time with different people, and trying to give what helped me, which is logic. That's my thing. And I guess that's where that is what I've been doing is trying to get logic out there, and trying to instead of getting people to feel God, which I learned later on, not everybody can experience what this feeling is anyways. That they'll call it the Derek Crews for $2. Oh my word, Derek Crews. Okay, there I did the thing.
Woo! He's
$2 that I don't get anything of. Oh yeah. Woo! Oh man. Okay. Shout out to. All right. Anyway, so yeah, I'll trail off there and let you ask me things or say stuff, because otherwise I won't shut up, because I don't know how to shut up. So, all right.
Yeah, it's like somebody pulled the string in the back of your neck.
Yeah. Hey, Derek Crews, thanks for stopping me. That helps. All right.
Thanks for the super chat, Derek. That was very cool. There we go. There was actually Dan's been sending me these little things that he's done up for the first few days, anyways, as a countdown to the days we're doing this.
Yeah, I got lazy. So yeah.
Yeah. I like the 404 not found right in front of my face, dude. That was pretty fucking funny, dude. But yeah, now between you and my as I call him, moderator extraordinaire, Inquisitive Quandary, there's like, you guys are the only ones ever doing, like, dare I call it fan art, but they're making memes of me all the time now. So that's pretty funny. All right. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
It doesn't show all of it. It's the 404 can't find theist.
Can't find theist. Yeah. Which is hysterical. All right. So
I can't show the other one. You'll get demonetized, I'm sure.
Oh, dude, I wouldn't worry about it. I can't monetize right now. I'm having issues.
All right, I'm showing the other one then. You said it was okay. All right, here we go. Oh, but you won't be able to tell. Oh, I guess. Yeah, they'll be able to. They'll know. There we go. Yeah. I wonder. This is his lightsaber that he's holding. Everybody, this channel is appropriate for teens, but not kids. Okay. Anyways, back to my avatar. There we go.
Thanks,
okay,
sweet.
There we go. All right, back to being a bit. All right, now back to I'm a banana. Irish Swede. Oh my God, almost $15. Yeah. Thanks,
awesome.
man. All right, I did the thing.
I'm just for future reference, Iron Sweet or Irant. I don't even know what that means.
Irish Swede.
Beers aren't that expensive here. That's like a half sack of beer for me.
That's pretty cool, man. That's great.
Well, of the cheaper stuff, anyways. But I really don't drink the super expensive stuff till the weekend, anyways. That's when I go out and have the nice dark beers and the 12% alcohol and stuff like that. And get shit faced. Let's put it this way: Aaron Robb, be proud. He's always giving me shit when I drink beer that isn't dark enough. So Dan, when you found your way out of the belief system, did you get anyone that, like, lashing back at you for that, like trying to rope you back in at all, or?
A little bit. The thing is, my family was okay with it for the most part. I think it took my brother a bit to wrap his head around it, but we, figured that out, and I really are a great team now that we're both older and wiser. And his faith has been tempered with reason, and I couldn't be prouder of him, because he just says it's faith. That's it. There isn't, he wishes that there was evidence or an argument, but there isn't. So it's just faith, and that's good enough for him. And I'm like, great. All right. So there isn't anything to really, like, we'll talk about it from time to time, because it's, a thing I do, and he knows I do it,
Yep.
And he'll just facepalm at some of these theists and go, man, that person makes me embarrassed to be a Christian. It's like, well, but you're a better Christian than they are. They don't even know what it means anymore. They're off. I don't know what they're doing, but,
yeah.
And, but when I had gone to a church and tried to tell a guy that I didn't believe, that he was like, okay, fine, like we were arguing, and he's like, okay, fine, I don't believe, now what? Kind of thing. And I'm like, well, now we'll go find the truth, I guess. It was one of those weird sort of non-debate debates, but I kind of just went into my own thing, and so I didn't have any people really trying to reel me back in or anything like that, because I didn't interact with anyone. So I just didn't give anyone the chance to do it. I remembered I emailed my youth pastor and told him, and he was like, well, what is it, all just science then? And I was like,
pretty much,
I guess. I didn't know how to respond to that. I was like, yeah, I don't know, I just wanted you to know. I mean, not that I guess it doesn't really matter, but I just felt like telling him. But
science gives us answers.
Yeah,
science doesn't tell us, just have faith.
Yeah, the thing is, this is the best tool that we've figured out, and it actually works. And then logic is a subset of science to some degree. So I think unless somebody comes up with another system other than these two, I don't know of any other way that we can know what's real. And people can call that scientism or whatever they want. I don't care anymore. I'm over that.
Scientism is a made-up word that seems to have somehow made it into our vernacular.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at it and I was like, well, anyways, that's all another. But yeah, so no is the answer. She like asked me.
Agreed, Irish Swede. By the way,
you get a paragraph when I answer. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's okay. I mean, we've still got like a half an hour to kill here.
All right, yeah, all right.
So
the next thing will be one word answer. Yeah, okay.
I can't see that happening. What in the hell is going on outside? Man, I don't know what it's been around here lately, but people have just been noisy as fuck. I'm supposed to be recording a song. Every time I go into recording it, there's shit going on outside and I can't record because I don't actually have a decent studio to do it here. So.
And somebody just turned on a Game Boy.
Oh, what? Oh, no. That's my phone. It's got the Mario
That's the
coin.
turn on Game Boy Mario coin sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't decide if it was the Mario coin or if it was the Game Boy being turned on. I was like, it's one. No, yeah, that's the Mario coin. Okay.
Yeah, that's the coin. That's when I get notifications. It's time somewhere and the phone will go off and go, oh, Mario got a coin. And they're like, what? They have no idea what I'm talking about. But yes, Irish Swede, there's art and music and all that too. Yes, absolutely. Art, music, science.
The beauty of reality is it's really real and we can really understand it. And it's way cooler than anything that we made up. Yeah. I mean, we made up all these ideas, and
sure.
And they helped us to some extent to get where we are. And now it's about figuring out the rest of those things. And maybe the idea that we could maybe turn the entire solar system into a ship, which is like, well, that's impossible. No, there's a way we could do that. Where if you built a big enough thing around the sun, you could make it into a rocket, basically. And so the whole
Dyson sphere.
You wouldn't even. It would be half a Dyson sphere, basically. But yeah, okay. And it would turn the whole solar system into a rocket ship. It's like, okay, that's a thing that we could maybe one day do. Not today, but whatever. And maybe we'll figure out how to get rid of heat death. Who knows? I mean, but then again, maybe C-19 will kill us all, and that will be the end. I don't know, but whatever it is, if we make it through this, it will be reason, logic, and critical thinking that guides our way, not hope and prayer and kind thoughts. Those things are maybe nice, but they don't do anything.
That's right. That's one of my favorite memes, actually, with the back truck door open and says your shipment of thoughts and prayers showed up and there's nothing in the truck.
Yeah.
That's a good one. And we're already, our solar system is already zooming around through space. So
yeah, it's just we could control it. That's a cool idea. I love. Yeah, it was a Curtains Quite. However you say that channel's name. In a nutshell.
Chris Kazakh.
Yeah, Chris Kazakh did a video where
I have talking about that. I have their 2019 calendar here somewhere. I missed this year's.
Yeah, but they did a video on how we could, do that with the sun, and I just thought that was amazing. So,
yeah, for sure. I saw that one too. Sorry, not 20,000, 12,019, because they added an extra 10 for the settlement of human civilizations. There's IQ, speak of the devil, and he shows up in the form of a giant eye with a Q in it. That's right. So yeah. So you were talking about, wait, never mind. You said you hadn't finished it yet. I was going to say, give me the link to your book.
Oh, not yet. Yeah,
it's
not quite ready yet to do that. I just thought of it, so I mentioned it on the side.
Sure. Well, when you do have that thing ready to go and it is for purchase, let me know and I'll.
Oh yeah.
I'll help
I'm
you show
gonna
the shit out
shill
of
the
that.
bleep out of myself. Are you kidding me? Oh yeah, why buy my book? Oh my goodness. Yeah.
You gonna do an audio version?
No. Well, I guess I could. I mean, I'll just take all the videos I've ever done about my deconversion story, be like, okay, that
Patch
counts.
them together.
That's close enough.
Why is this chapter not as loud as the last chapter?
This one's called Lobsters.
Yeah, what's the deal with that, by the way? I've been meaning to ask you that, by the way.
Everyone wants to know about the lobsters. Well,
yeah, I like lobsters.
I don't know when it's one of my videos it started where I was looking at yet another bad argument, and usually what I'll do, I haven't done it in a while because I've been lazy, but whatever, is count up the number of fallacies. So on the screen it will, 1, 2, whatever the number is. With the video that video series I'm most proud of is with Karen S, where we tackled Seitan Bergengate versus Matt Dillahunty, and the playlist of that, if you watch it from start to finish, is 2 hours, some odd. So it's a movie if you watch the whole thing, and it got up to beyond 100. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to spoil the ending, but yeah. So it was a lot of fallacies. But anyways, in one of these many things, I was counting up the thing. I was like, oh, this argument. It's like, I don't know. I could make a better one. Premise 1, lobsters exist. Premise 2, something. I don't know. Conclusion, whatever. And so, I thought, oh, lobsters.
Easy to catch and boil.
Yeah,
Premise 3, lobsters are tasty.
Yeah. Either lobsters don't, so it was premise 1, lobsters exist. Premise 2, if lobsters don't exist, then I am not God. Conclusion, I'm God. Okay, there you go. Now what? All right, I'm God, everybody. Ha ha. Or now, if you can name all the fallacies I committed in that logical argument, let me know. And for bonus internet points, there's many, by the way. There's plenty of formal and informal fallacies in that simple syllogism. It's actually quite fun if you like logic. But and then I thought, oh, lobsters, that kind of lobsters logic. They have L's. There's kind of a nice little alliteration there, and whenever I can't think of a thing to make fun of the thing anymore, I'm like, oh, lobsters, whatever, and so then of course it just became a thing. And then one day with the when Jordan Peterson did his thing with lobsters, I was like, well, this no, it was mine first, so of course people think
fucker stole my lobster.
Yeah, so it's like I was first, and so of course people think that it's because of that. It's like, no, it's just a coincidence, but it's fine, but I of course did a silly video where he did the versus Kathy Newman thing, and I was like, well, that's it, I can't take any more, and at the end I'm like melting down and nothing can save me, and then he talks about lobsters, so that's what saves me and pulls me back.
The golden lobster has been
the lobster, he has mentioned the lobster. There we go. Here's me on a lobster, riding my lobster into the sunset,
Ooh, it's a blue lobster by the look of it.
Yeah.
Almost.
So, I've had
They're
people
really
draw me on the lobster or with lobster or whatever. Yeah, it's just a thing. So it's like, okay, it's a thing. I'll make it my thing. And so it's my thing. And why not? Why not?
Sure.
But yeah, and then
my thing is beer and
not sure. I don't know how somebody would draw you as beer, but I'm sure it could be done,
Most people would say, no, your thing is the whole bandana thing, because everyone's got me with bandana.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's more like it, I think.
Yeah, but bandana, let's see. Bad. No, I can't. Banana, I mean, there's. I'm going to come up with a great thing for it later on. And I'm just I should have said that. But and then of course something for fun if you want. Rory Herbert, €5. That was like $1 million in the US.
Thanks, Rory. And that's true, by the way.
If you pull the back on he'll say,
pull the string on my back
because it's not knowledge, huh?
Yeah, he's referring to my sign off for the show.
If you pull my string, I just go, "Hey, I'm working on that theory." Ah, nah.
You know, I convinced my nephew the other day. I told him, you know how you've got a belly button, right? And he goes, yeah. I go, do you know that if you unscrew your belly button, your bum will fall off? And he believed me. I was just cracking him. I go, dude, I'm kidding. He's like, oh man, you got me.
If you screw it in the other way, though, does that turn you into a black hole, or I don't?
Yep, goes in the other way.
Yeah.
Now you're just up shit. Never mind. I'm
Whatever. Yeah. What if it's an Audi? Oh, you know.
No, Beach, no Molson Canadian, please. It's not a very good beer. Of course it's known because it has the word Canadian in it, or the other big one would be Moosehead, which is also terrible.
I always thought that they should have a beer with a bear drinking beer, a beer bear.
Beer bear. My friend had a great big mug that was shaped like a Kodiak. So
yeah, I don't know. I got nothing there, man. I said that you know what? You haven't asked me a question I can have a one-word answer to yet.
Oh, that's okay. I'm not about the one-word answers. I mean, sometimes they'll happen, but
come on, just ask me a question. It'll be great. Huh?
I like talking about stuff.
Oh, yeah. No, that will be funny though. Do it. Just doesn't matter. Just ask me anything, and I'll do it one word. Yeah.
Why did you decide to keep the lobster thing?
Pancakes. There. See? Was it? Yes.
Lobster
pancakes. Yes. Pancakes. Just pancakes.
I'm calling IHOP.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just pancakes.
Calling IHOP right now.
Yes, there's one word answer. But notice, if you will, that even though I said one word, I continued to say words after that one word.
Yes, you do. That's perfectly okay. Hey, you know what? If they have chicken and waffles, why not lobster and waffles?
Yeah, why not? Catapult pancakes.
I mean, they still sell the Mick lobster in Atlantic Canada, so you can still go to McDonald's and get a Mick lobster.
Now, Nerdy Rodent didn't throw money at you, but I got to say hi because he's a person I know. Oh, Beelzebub's here. Oh, all the beef fries. Oh, yeah, I got to say everybody's name now. Oh, wait. That's a bad idea, man. Never mind.
Beach is here, Nerdy's here, Julie's here, Beelzebub's here, Mindful's here.
And I see Timmy, and I see, whatever.
What was that fucking... Wait, hang on. What was that? Was that Romper Room?
Yeah, I don't remember it because, I don't even think I existed when it was around, but somehow...
I was alive for that.
Somehow I know about it, like, just because it was like a holdover, I guess. Like, you would hear about it, and that's all I know about it.
Right. I think it was Romper Room.
Yeah.
The only other thing that even did anything remotely close to that, and it was actually locational as well. It was a Seattle thing called JP Patches. I don't know if anyone in the chat even heard of JP Patches, but you can Google him. He was a clown guy out of Seattle, and he had his own kids show on PBS. It was just fucking hysterical, and you could tell that these guys were always on drugs and shit like that. This guy was so popular in the area that Soundgarden used to have him open up their shows when they played Seattle. So I think he became a little bit more well-known because of Soundgarden in the 90s anyways. I'm not sure. You know who Soundgarden is, obviously. Oh, am I getting the no-word answer?
No, I have no idea what that is. No.
You're lying. You don't know Soundgarden?
Nah, I don't know what that is. Sorry.
The band.
No.
Soundgarden out of Seattle.
No.
Came out around the same time as Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains and.
Yeah. No. Sorry. My musical thing is weird. It's impossible to explain.
Yeah, I like all kinds of music. So there we go. More lobster stuff.
Yeah. So the lobster. This is Laud, the lobster original deity. There's a whole book now. See, that's okay. You want to show a book, but see, this one is free and it won't make me any money. But I have every now and again told people of the Lobsterist book that is the only true religion, and try to get people to analyze it or talk about it. They'll look at it, they'll laugh, and then that's it. Like they don't treat it seriously. It's really hard to start a religion. So, what are you gonna
do? So, what music do you like, Dan?
The only one person I can even say like with consistency is Weird Al. But because all the other things are just like random songs that I've acquired that I enjoy, like different things from anime or video games or movies or whatever random stuff. So it's like impossible to categorize anything. I guess early on, my brother would always listen to Genesis and ELO and stuff like that. So anything in the 80s is fine. I don't
been around a lot longer.
Than they've been they're still around. I think Phil Collins I think was going to make a comeback. I'm not sure. I forget what it was. He hurt something or had some problem that he was dealing with, but yeah, I mean if you want to know what music I really like, it's my own music, I guess. That would be the music I like the most, is the one I did. Well, I wrote the lyrics for it. I didn't sing it, but I'm a
lyricist guy too.
Yeah, so I mean, if you want to check that out, it's
I was just going to ask you, where can these fine folks find that stuff?
Oh, just put in Deconverted band and it will show up. On YouTube. Like I would do it right now, but it won't. I don't know if it would let me.
Well, we all know what happened the last time you tried to do some shenanigans.
Yeah, let's see what happens
out of the chat. So
it'll be funny if I die. I mean,
we won't die. But
it was a good run.
I haven't quite rigged up the death taser in my so.
Oh.
All right, so let's see. You've got
going
here.
It was the first result. I was right.
Deconverted band. There you go, guys. So
so there it is.
But it's under your moniker, Deconverted Man.
Yes.
And it's got the Deconverted band stuff. Well, that's right. I actually remember seeing a playlist for that in your.
Yeah, it's all the songs. Well, not all the songs, but a lot of the songs I came up with are in the Deconverted Band's first album. It seemed like a good idea at the time.
So why am I seeing? Oh my God, his name just Noel Plum.
Noel Plum. Well, because I made a song based on a thing he said. It was
smashed it with a hammer.
It smashed it with a hammer. It was I don't know why. I just thought I need to make this into a song, and so I did. And he said that I smashed it, but he wouldn't say what with. So he enjoyed it, and I was very happy. Because he liked the stupid thing that I did.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah. So the great songs like "Logic Ate Me," "Catapult Pancakes," good time.
Logic Ate Me.
Logic Ate Me. Modus Ponus.
Are we talking about the YouTuber Logic?
No, just Logic.
Oh, Logic. I thought you
said not Logic. No, Logic. Just Logic, I hate that when you Google Logic now, it gets that rapper guy. I'm like, that's not what I'm looking for. And I want to see that result over again, Google. I don't I'm a rapper named Logic. Yeah, you don't know anything about Logic. You're a rapper. Go away.
That's like, was it Alanis Morissette's song called Ironic? When there's nothing in that song that's ironic. It's just a case of bad luck.
That is ironic.
Which is ironic in and of itself, yes. Maybe that's the
point. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's iconic, I'll just be this. There. This is a miracle. I've had it a couple different videos. I've told people that this is a miracle, and I've asked them to prove that it's not a miracle, and nobody's had. So it's obviously a miracle.
Well, it's right there before us, in front of our eyes.
Yeah, you can't explain it, so it's got to be a miracle.
Oh no, I can explain it. It's a piece of digital information that we can all see.
Right, well, you don't know what it is, though. That's just one thing.
Looks to me like it's some sort of Art Nouveau
You know,
pile of Jello cubes.
Sure, but you don't know what it is, so it's a miracle. There you go, because you can't really explain it.
See, miracles are things that happen that shouldn't happen.
Right. Well, you don't know that this shouldn't happen.
But it has happened, so
then it can't be a miracle. Then. Yeah.
Remember the logic we were talking about earlier?
Exactly. Well, yeah, and this, seeing this kind of brings it to the full circle with, we have to remember that we're not immune from human failings. That there's a secular guy that had he has this book out or whatever that's basically it's presuppositionalism, but it's done for like he's trying to argue for one universal secular morality system or whatever. And it's like, okay, I mean, sure, but you can't just say that you're right. And basically that's all it is. It's like you've made the system right if you say that it's wrong because the system is right. And I'm like, no. No, that's not how that works.
You're making my head hurt.
Yeah, so
we'll bring back the miracle Jello.
No more miracle Jello. Yeah, you've scared it away. Sorry.
That's the first thing I thought of when you put the picture. Like, oh look, Jello cubes.
Yeah.
Wasn't Jello discovered when they were trying to make napalm? No, I'm kidding.
I don't.
You can use Jello to make napalm. By the way,
I don't know. I heard that if you back in the day, that if you got slipped the Jello, that you'd wake up finding yourself next to Bill Cosby. So, I don't know what that was about. So I'm glad that that's not a topic anymore.
I love smell of Jello in the morning. That's brilliant, nerdy. Well, that was an Apocalypse Now reference there, folks. Just replace. Why am I explaining it? People already know what I'm talking about. But yeah. Well, Dan, what do you say we cut this short and get into an after party and have a few more folks in here? We can have some fun.
Yeah, if you want. I don't know if there's more to say. Now, I'm
you told your story. If there's anything that you feel you
walk-ins now. Oh, there's there more for me to say?
Up his ass. For 5 years. No,
I got nothing. I mean, I'm out of ideas. I got nothing left. This is it. This was the peak of my career, everyone. Thanks. It's been so much fun. This is it.
This is not the peak. Trust me. You're somewhere on the mid
all
branch.
Downhill.
On my show. You got to get on my friend. Wait, no, never mind. You've already been on Chris's fucking show. What am I talking about?
Have I?
Yeah, the Daily Atheist.
No. I missed that one. That's the one that I screwed up, and I didn't remember what day it was. And then so I proceeded to make fun of myself on the next thing that I actually showed up for. And I felt really no, it's a different one. And I felt bad. I still feel bad, and I'm sure he hates me, and that's okay. I love him.
He doesn't hate you.
I'll never be invited again because I suck.
Oh, I will point an elastic band gun to his head.
No. I don't need
to put him back on there.
No, it's okay.
Shoot you with an elastic band.
I missed my thing. Yeah, that's fine. I don't have to be on everything.
Yes,
I like being on things. I like people to be on my thing. I every now and again, actually, it's always open. By the way, is
video thing, guys?
Yeah.
Not his actual thing. All right, so
well,
none of that, not on this show.
Listen, that doesn't work anymore. So,
thing. Wait,
how's it hanging? Short shriveled and to the left. And slightly broken.
Yeah. Slightly bent. I can fuck around corners now. All right. Well, let's do that, man. Let's get into an after party because this is just too much fun.
All right.
And I think some more folks would love to get involved here.
Okay.
So, yeah, guys, we're going to call this one a wrap. And I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation, as nutty as it has been. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else you wanted to mention about your deconversion. You pretty much gave us the Deconverted Man Cliff Notes version, I guess you could say. But definitely check out his channel, guys. His link is down below, and you can follow him around on Twitter. You can stalk him like I do, and then you can you'll learn much more about Dan and as he's known, Deconverted Man. And that's his channel. Check out the band stuff, the Deconverted Band, because Weird Al. When Sushi said Weird Al, I was like, I like this guy even more now. So, because an old band I was in used to do a cover of Yoda.
Yoda.
Yeah. Met him in a swamp down on
Dagobah.
Where it bubbled all the time like a giant carbonated soda. Yeah. SODA.
Soda.
Saw the little runt sitting
along.
Yeah.
I'll do the whole thing, man. I some people can recite the Holy Grail. I can recite UHF. So.
Oh fuck! I love that. That's the fucking best movie. What's the matter, George?
I'm just looking at how clean.
Why'd I ask?
Grill.
Let's go to the supplies closet. Supplies! It's time to drink from the fire hose.
Yeah.
You found the marble in
the marble in the oatmeal.
Yeah.
Stanley Spadowski's Funhouse.
Stanley Spadowski. By the way, the Stanley Spadowski guys was Kramer from
before he was Kramer. Yeah.
That show. Yeah.
The Seinfeld. Yeah.
Seinfeld, yeah. That show.
The show about nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Curb is more of a show about nothing, but he's the
writer. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Curb's pretty cool.
Curb is great. I like the one season it had a whole plot line throughout the whole thing where he had made a musical about what is it called when you get like outed by or you're targeted by the Muslim people or whatever. I forget but anyways, he did
Jihad sort of thing, or
yeah, I forget what the musical was supposed to be called, but at any rate, so that was like the plot line throughout the whole thing. But then the Muslim, he finally got the Muslim to say, he's forgiven on air, and he's like, well, and then somebody was like, well, what if somebody didn't see that? And he's like, oh, great. And then at the end, it's like one Muslim guy sees him, and he's like, uh-oh, and then he starts running after him. He's like, no, Great.
Oh, Chris just came back.
Yeah. See, it's tangent time. It's tangent time.
It is. It's always tangent time. Chris, by the way, rebook.
No, it's fine. No.
He screwed up. He owes you
screwed up, man.
a hand job. He'll give you,
I'm sorry. I am. I'm very.
All right.
What is it? Damn. It shouldn't. Oh, because it's Daily Atheist something. So it's DAM, isn't it? Or
Daily Atheist Morning Show.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna get into
spooky Fatawa. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Fatawa. That's
Fatawa.
right.
That's it. Yeah.
Thanks, Dave. Dave knows everything. He's like the chat room Google. Dave is.
Well, we were going to explain how the universe works and the nature of reality, but we're going to go do this after party now. So thanks for joining us. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and Twitter it, and type in the hidden message that I gave during this podcast or show or whatever this is. If you can't find the hidden message, it's backwards. So once you find it,
Easter eggs.
It's in there somewhere. I swear.
People, go to Google and go to Google on your computer or your phone. Actually, it works on the phone now too. Go to Google and type in "do a barrel roll." You'll thank me later.
Yeah. Zerg Rush.
Yeah.
And of course,
there's a few of them actually.
Yeah. The Thanos. There's a
Thanos one where
you click the gauntlet. Yeah, it's great. Yeah,
that was awesome. Anyway,
but don't. This was a great one. I just learned this recently. You can't divide by 0, but you can if you do 0 to the power of 0. What do you think the answer is?
0?
Yeah. No, it's 1.
Wait, what?
Yeah. That screwed me up too. There's a whole thing of why, and it hurts your brain. It's great. Yeah. So okay, if you put it in a calculator, put it in Google, put it wherever you want, it's gonna give 1. 0 to the power of 0 is 1. Why? Why does it do that? That doesn't make sense. But see, I thought actually it's
you broke my brain, Dan.
Brilliant though, because the theists love to say that nothing can produce nothing, which they don't know because we never observed nothing. But here we have an example of, well, no, if you have nothing and you give it the power of nothing, then you get 1. So you do get something from nothing. Aha!
Oh my goodness, we have to.
Thanks to math,
That's
He
ammunition.
proved that we don't need God. Ha ha! Now what, theist? Checkmate.
All right, let's drag this zaniness into the after party, guys. If you want to join Dan and myself, let me know via Twitter through DMs, or if you're not on Twitter, you can find me on Facebook and go through the messenger there. We're going to get into that probably in about 10 minutes because I like to take a little bit of a quick smoke break and whatnot in between these things. So you'll be able to find us. There's a link to the after party, I believe, below if you want to just hang out in the chat and watch. That's also cool. I always appreciate that. I always appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us regardless. So anyways, Dan, thank you for joining me today. It's been fun chatting with you.
Oh, thanks for having me. This has been a blast. And
Yeah, but looking forward to it.
Listen, until we have a logically coherent argument, we must be skeptical of the conclusions.
That's correct. I am fully behind that for 100%.
That's the thing that I
go
think
higher.
is my string. So
exactly. All right. Remember, guys, with this whole COVID-19 thing going around, be well, be safe, and above all, be kind. And like I always say at the end of these things, like the late, great Christopher Hitchens once said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time.